Welcome to my daily yoga series. It's day 7, so the last day of this weekly yoga routine schedule that we've been doing. And today we're going to do a full-length slow flow class, and we're going to put together different pieces of the practices that we've been doing along the week, and we're going to enjoy a full-length practice. Let's get started. For this practice, you don't necessarily need any props, especially if you don't normally use props. We do have some poses where we spend time on the knees, so if you have sensitive knees, you could have knee pads or a towel to cushion the knees. I've also prepared a couple of blocks here in case I want to use them under my hands when we do some poses. And then of course, anything you will need for your Savasana pose in the end to make it comfortable. Have all those things ready for you as well. But if you don't normally use props, then you don't necessarily need them now either. And then we are going to start in lying down Savasana pose. So we're going to take a couple of minutes just resting and checking in with our breath. Find your way into any easy pose. You might extend your legs. You might keep your knees bent. You might even start with a butterfly pose if you want to bring the soles of the feet together. And then if it feels okay, you can bring one hand onto your belly and the other hand somewhere where you can feel your rib cage so that your elbows could still rest on the floor. And once you've found that shape, that pose for yourself, and take a few just slightly deeper, slightly bigger breaths in and out. Allowing yourself to feel the movements of each breath. And see if you could send your breaths to that hand down on the belly, but also to the hand on the ribs. Maybe feeling a little bit of movement in both hands. You can also play with sending your breaths more to the hand on the belly or more to the hand on the ribs. So just waking up your breath before we start to move. This will be a dynamic practice, so if Ujjayi breath is a part of your own practice, you might start to find a gentle Ujjayi breath that can support your practice as we go through our movements, our poses, and our vinyasa flows in between as well. And then, slowly with your next few breaths, you could release your hands, your arms down next to your sides. And if you have your legs extended, bend your knees, step your feet on the mat, and we'll start with a few windshield wipers first. Just swinging the legs a few times from side to side. Still breathing. Sometimes when we start to move, we start to hold the breath. So in every pose, in every movement, check that it's still possible to breathe. And then we'll bring the legs to center and find a place for your feet where we could go into a few bridge movements, bridge poses. Arms down next to your sides. Inhale and exhale here, grounding the feet. And then with your next in-breath, press the feet down, lift your pelvis, lift your back off the mat, and also reach arms overhead, maybe all the way down on the floor overhead. As you exhale, slowly come back to where we started from, bringing the arms, the back, the pelvis down. Same again. As you inhale, lift the pelvis, the back, the arms off the mat. Arms make the full arch. They go overhead. And with the out breath, slowly come back down. We'll do 2 more rounds, waking up the legs, waking up the spine, the shoulders. So with your in-breath, lifting up, allowing your chest to open. Exhale, slowly controlling the way down. One more time. Feel the heels, especially on the mat. Also the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, grounding. Feel inner thighs engage. And exhale again, slowly release down. And then bring knees towards the chest. And we're going to now open the legs into a butterfly shape. So turn soles of the feet together and then lift your head off the mat so you can reach hands to your feet, trying to reach hands around the feet and just slightly opening the knees out to the sides, just gently reaching the feet away from the head, allowing upper back to round, allowing that space between the shoulder blades to open. Take another breath in and out. And then we'll close the hips. Still hold on to your legs. We're going to stay as a little ball and start to rock forward and back, slowly bringing ourselves all the way up into a seat. And from here, we're going to step hands behind the pelvis. We're going to go into reverse tabletop. Fingers could point to the feet, or you might turn fingers slightly open out to the sides or even away from the feet. Where are your shoulders happy? Inhale. And now as you exhale, lift your pelvis off the mat and finding that tabletop shape. So lifting the pelvis towards the height of your knees, your shoulders. And then you could slightly rock forward and back if that feels okay in your shoulders. Elbows could be a little bit bent. And keep breathing. If there's any pain in the shoulders, don't push it. You can come down. If it's okay, take another breath in and out, lifting the pelvis up. And then exhale, slowly release the pelvis down. And we're going to go into a seated twist. Now bend your right knee and either leave your right foot on the inside of your left leg or step the right foot to the outside of that left knee or thigh. With your left arm, hug the right knee towards the chest and then reach your right hand behind you, maybe the hand or just the fingertips on the mat. Inhale, lengthen up through the back and exhale, twist out to the right. You might look over the right shoulder if that feels good. But you can also soften the neck. Maybe you're even looking in the opposite direction. Take one more breath here, in and out. Each breath is like a wave going through the spine. And then as you exhale, slowly release the twist. Come back to center. And we'll change to the other side. So now bending the left leg. And again, if you want, you can step the left foot to the outside of that right leg. Right arm hugging the left knee. And then left hand reaching behind you. So you can bring the hand or fingertips on the mat. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale, twist out to the left. And again, you decide if you want to turn your head. Keep breathing and let those breaths help you to lift yourself into that twist. Tops of the shoulders soft. And then as you exhale, slowly release the twist. And now Take your left leg and open it out to the side, and then bend your right leg so it's slightly next to you or behind you. We're going to go into the lifted deer. We'll step left hand out on the left side. And then as you inhale, lift your pelvis up, opening through the chest, right arm reaching up. Exhale, lower back down, bring the right arm down. Same again. Inhale, reaching up, opening the chest. You might even look up. And exhale, lowering down. Right arm comes down. One more time. Inhaling, lifting up. And now the right arm could make a full circle. And exhale, lower back down. And then bring both legs in front of you into a seated butterfly pose. We're going to go into a forward bend. As you inhale, lift, lengthen up through the back. Exhale, round your back. Tilt forward from the pelvis. You might walk your hands further forward along the mat. You could also keep hands around the feet. And now send a couple of breaths towards the back side of your spine, towards the back of the ribs, all the way down to the lower back. Take another breath in and out, soften the neck. And then as you inhale, start to roll the back up. You can lift up with your hands, with your arms. And we'll go into the lifted deer on the other side. So now step your right hand somewhere out to the right side. Bring your left leg a bit more behind you, next to you. Right leg stays in front of you. And then as you inhale, lift your pelvis up. Reach left arm up, opening the chest. And exhale, lower down. Left arm comes down. Same again. Inhaling, lifting up, opening through the chest. And exhale, lower down. You can swing the left arm down. One more time, and this time the left arm can make a full circle. So circling that left arm over, and then exhale. Bring the pelvis, bring your arm down. And from here, we're going to turn onto all fours, and we're going to come down onto elbows and knees. And we're going to either bring hands together, or you can turn your palms onto the mat. Which one feels better in your shoulders? You might tuck the toes under, and then just start to rock the weight forward and back. From elbows to knees, knees to elbows. So kind of almost playing with a puppy pose, almost playing with child's pose as you lean back. Just a little bit testing weight on the shoulders. Let's do another couple of movements back and forth. And then tuck your toes under, and then lift up into a full dolphin pose. So now lifting the weight onto elbows and feet. And you can decide, either stay longer in this dolphin, you can hold this dolphin pose, or as you inhale, shift the weight forward like a dolphin plank, and then exhale, reach the pelvis back up, head can come down. We could do the same again, inhaling forward, keeping upper back wide. Exhale, lifting up, pressing down through the forearms, elbows. And we can add 2 more rounds. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, lifting up, reaching the pelvis up. And one more time. Inhaling forward into that plank. And exhale, lifting up into your dolphin. Take another breath or two in and out there. And then we're going to come down into child's pose. So bring your knees down and take weight off your shoulders, your arms. Lean into child's pose. You could leave arms overhead if you want. Or you can also bring arms next to your legs. That might be nice for the shoulders. And take a few slightly slower, calming breaths. And then, after those few breaths, you can slowly start to bring yourself back onto all fours, this time hands and knees. And if you normally use knee pads, have a knee pad there. You can bring one on the mat. We're going to first go into downward facing dog, lifting the pelvis up and just testing weight on the hands. And then from this downward dog, we're going to lift the left leg up into the air. And as you exhale, bring your left knee on the mat for a gate pose. We're going to step the left hand a bit further forward and then turn the pelvis, chest out to the long side of the mat. You can reach right arm up. And you can step the left foot behind you, or it might stay more under the pelvis. See what feels good in your hips. From here, reach your right arm overhead and then slowly start lifting your right leg up into the air. So finding a balance. Either stay here or as you exhale, bring your right elbow, right knee close together. And then inhale, reach them apart. And we could do this a couple more times. Exhale, bring elbow, knee together. And inhale, reaching them apart. One more time. Exhaling, closing in. And inhale, reaching out. And then lower the right foot down. Now open through the whole right side. And then slowly bring your right arm behind the back. So the back of the hand kind of resting on the back of the pelvis. You can either stay here or you could lift that right leg up one more time and then bend the right knee, reaching right foot to your right hand. And then open through the front side. You can just gently reach that right foot away from your shoulder. Left arm pressing down, keeping that left hand, left wrist active. And exhale. Release the right foot down. Reach right arm up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, lift yourself up. Just standing on the left knee, keeping that right leg long out on the side. The right foot could be turned down to the mat, or you can rotate the toes up towards the ceiling. You choose. We're going to now inhale, reach left arm up, and then slowly exhale, tilt towards or over that right leg. You could either bring your right hand on the right leg, or you could bring right arm behind the back, slowly moving into that side bend. Also releasing that left hand, left wrist. You might even do a couple of circles with the wrist. Opening that left side body. And then as you inhale, lift yourself back up to standing on that left knee. We're going to go into low warrior two and low side angle pose. So now rotate your right hip open. like you would in a warrior two. And then exhale, lean slightly over towards that right leg into a warrior two, arms actively reaching out, keeping the chest open. Take another breath here. And then as you inhale, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And now as you exhale, tilt down towards that right foot. See if you can bring your right hand on the mat. If that's not an option right now, you can use a block on the inside of that right foot and lean right hand onto that block. The left arm can come down behind the back, behind the pelvis. And breathing here, keeping chest open. Keeping that right hip rotated open. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then slowly exhale. Start to release the pose by turning your chest towards the mat, towards the right foot. And we're going to step into downward dog. So step your both feet back. Bring hands onto the mat. And you can either stay in downward dog or you can add a vinyasa flow here. So if you want, inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, low plank or down on the mat. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling back into downward dog. And then we're going to find that gate flow, that gate sequence on the other side. So now as you inhale, you could lengthen your right leg up into the air. Exhale, bring right knee on the mat or onto a knee pad, onto a cushion, towel. You can step right hand a bit further forward. And then inhale, turn again to the long side of the mat. You can reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And then you can lengthen your left arm overhead. And slowly finding your balance. See if you could lift the left leg up into the air. And now you can stay here or we can move. If you want, exhale, bring left elbow, left knee closer together in front of you. And then as you inhale, reach them far apart. Again, as you exhale, closing in. So really working through the core, working with our balance. Inhale, reaching up. We could do one more time. Exhale, bring the elbow, the knee in. And then inhale, reaching them apart. And lower the left foot back down. And then we stay in this side bend. You can either keep that left arm reaching over, or you can bring that left arm behind the back already here. Opening through the left side. And then you can decide to stay here and bring that left arm behind the back, or you could one more time lift the left leg up, bend the left knee, and then reach the left foot to the left hand, taking hold of that left foot and just opening a bit more through the front side. It might release the neck to look down towards the mat. Keep the right arm pressing down. Wide space between the shoulders. And keep breathing. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, if you're holding your foot, release the foot down. And we're going to reach left arm up and slowly bring ourselves up to standing on that right knee. Left leg out on the side. Again, you decide if you have your left foot on the mat or if you turn the toes up towards the ceiling. Find a steady base. We're going to go into the side bend. We're going to inhale, reach right arm up. Either left hand on the left leg or bring left arm, left hand behind the back. And exhale, leaning into that side bend over the left leg. And this side might be very different. That's very fine. Just find your side bend, finding that opening through the right side body. Take another breath in and out. And then as you inhale, bring your back up. We prepare for that warrior two. So now rotate your left hip open. Find your left foot on the mat, like you have in warrior two. And then as you exhale, lean more weight onto that left foot. So bending that left knee. You can keep arms reaching out and keep your chest open. The left hip is actively rotated open. Make sure there's no twisting in the knee, so you can always adjust the foot. Take another breath in and out. And then we'll test that wide angle pose on this side. So as you inhale, rotate your palms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, tilt down towards that left foot. And again, you can either bring your left hand on the mat, or if you have a block there, you can also bring a block under the left hand. The right arm can come down behind the pelvis, behind the back. And keep breathing. Trying to keep the chest open. You might look down if that releases the neck more. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, we'll start closing the pose. We'll bring both hands onto the mat. And again, we're going to step into downward dog. So step your both feet back. You can put any props aside and just take a couple of breaths in this downward dog. And you can either stay in this downward dog, or we can add a vinyasa flow here. So if you want, inhale forward to plank, exhale low plank or down on the belly, inhaling cobra or upward dog, and exhale, we go back into downward dog. And then from here, we're going to continue into some standing poses, some lunges. So now, as you inhale, you could first lengthen your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward to your hands. And then we're going to leave right hand on the mat and inhale, twist out to the left leg. Either keep reaching the left arm up or bring left arm behind the back. Just opening the chest. Actively keep lifting the left thigh, the left leg off the mat. Take another breath here, in and out. And then exhale, release the twist. Now we're going to step the left hand on the mat and then turn right foot on the mat. Or an option here, you can bring a block under your left hand, like you might have done in that side angle pose, because now we're going to go into another full side angle pose. So from here, as you inhale, start to turn your chest out to the side, keeping the left leg rotated open, right arm reaching up towards the ceiling, long line from head to that right leg. Finding core support here. Finding your pelvis in long line with a leg with your back. Then we're going to step into a side plank. So keep your left hand either on the mat or on the block and press down through that left arm so you can step your left leg in front of the right leg, or the left foot in front of the right foot. And keep breathing. We have a long line from head to the feet. pressing down through the left arm, long line from left hand to the right hand. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, look down, bring hands on the mat. You can put the block aside and either downward dog or vinyasa flow. As you exhale, you can lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, back into downward dog. You can just shake the head a bit. We're going to do same to the other side. So now as you inhale, send your right leg up into the air. Exhale, step right foot forward, keeping the left knee off the mat. And we're going to keep the left hand down. And as you inhale, twist out to the right. Again, you might reach your right arm up, or you can bring your right arm behind the back, behind the pelvis. Finding that rotation through the spine, through the ribs. You might look up, you can also look down. It's okay if the left arm is now tired after that side plank. Just another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly release the twist. Step your right hand on the mat. Or, again, you might bring a block under the right hand. We're going to turn left foot onto the mat. Prepare for the side angle pose. So now as you inhale, turn your chest out to the side. And this time we're trying to keep reaching up through that left arm. It's going to help us when we transition into that side plank. Again, finding that line and that support, that connection from the left leg to the pelvis. So we're not sticking the bum out. Bringing pelvis in line with the leg, with the back. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to press down through that right arm so we can step the right foot in front of the left foot. Flex your ankles, flex your feet. And we breathe here. Again, maybe it's a bit more shallow breath to the chest. Maybe there's some space around the ribs. The right side is working hard to keep us afloat. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to look down. Bring both hands on the mat. You choose either downward dog, child's pose, or a vinyasa flow. So if you want to move, you can exhale to low plank. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale into downward dog. And then we're all going to come down into child's pose for a moment. So round your back. Release the pelvis down. You can bring hands under the head if you want, or you can bring arms down next to your legs. Just release your hands, your wrists, your shoulders for a moment. And give yourself some time to breathe. And then from this child's pose, we're going to walk back into downward dog. So step hands on the mat. Inhale onto all fours. Tuck the toes under. Lift your pelvis up. And then from that downward dog, we start to bring hands and feet together. They could meet somewhere in the middle of the mat. So you can shift the weight onto your feet. Round the back into a full forward bend. Take a breath here, in and out, shifting the weight onto your feet. And then maybe knees slightly bent. Inhale, start to roll the back up. If you want, you can reach arms up as well. And exhale, bring palms together in front of your chest. We're going to next Start balancing. We're going to go into warrior 3, a moving warrior 3, and a twisted hand to big toe pose. We'll balance on the left foot first. So make sure you have some room behind you and in front of you. We're going to inhale, lift the right knee in front of us. And then once you've found your balance, exhale, extend your right leg behind you. You might open arms out to the sides, finding your warrior 3. As you inhale, lift your back up. Bring right knee towards the chest. Maybe now lengthening arms overhead. Same again. Exhale, send your right leg back, reaching your head, your back forward, opening the chest. And inhale, bring the right knee towards the chest, lifting the back, lifting the arms up. One more warrior 3. Exhale, reaching the right leg back. Keeping chest open, keeping that back line engaged. And then as you inhale, bring right knee towards the chest. Lift the back, lift the arms up. As you exhale, twist out to the right and either bring your left hand onto the right knee or reach your left hand around the right foot, or maybe just the right foot big toe. Right arm reaching behind you. You can keep your right knee bent, or as you inhale, you can start to extend that right leg so your right foot is reaching away from that right hand. And breathe wherever you are. Keep breathing. And exhale, slowly closing the twist. You can bring hands around that right knee, hug the knee in. And exhale, release your feet down. Release arms down and now bring hands behind the back. You could interlock fingers if that's okay, and then point index fingers down towards the mat. We're going to go into back bend and a forward bend. As you inhale, lift your chest up, press down through the feet, especially your heels, and exhale, lean into a small back bend. So more just lifting your shoulders over a fence. If there's a fence behind you, lifting, leaning your shoulders over that. Take another breath in and out. Pelvis might come slightly forward. And then with the next in-breath, lift yourself back up to center. And now exhale, fold forward. And arms can extend away from the back. If that feels okay in the shoulders. If you start to hurt in the shoulders here, then keep hands on your lower back. Legs can be bent, or you can extend your legs. Feel the weight is on the front of the foot and the heel, so you're at the center. Soften the neck. Take another breath in and out. And then bring hands onto your lower back. Bend the knees. And as you inhale, start to roll the back up. Again, lifting up through the belly, lifting up through the chest, reaching arms up. And exhale, bring palms together in front of the chest. We are going to balance on the right foot. So same thing with warrior 3 and the twisted hand to big toe pose. Now find your way onto the right foot. And then inhale, lift your left knee in front of you. Just finding your balance. When you're ready, exhale, send your left leg behind you. Again, we might open arms out to the sides. Keep your chest open. As you inhale, lift your back up. Bring left knee towards the chest and maybe reaching arms overhead. Same again, in your own pace. Exhale with control, finding that warrior 3, reaching head away from the left foot. And with your in-breath, lifting up. Still keeping that back line engaged, opening the chest. One more time. Exhale, finding your warrior 3. And with an in-breath, lifting up. Still staying on that right foot. Now we're going to exhale, twist out to the left. And you could either bring the right hand on the left knee, or you can reach your right hand to the left foot, or maybe just holding the big toe. Either keep your left knee bent, so left arm reaching behind you, or as you inhale, start to extend that left leg. So left foot reaching away from the left hand. And still breathing. It's a challenging pose for the breath, but keep breathing. And exhale, slowly close the twist. You can bring hands around the left knee, hug the knee in. And then exhale, release both feet down, release your arms. And we're gonna add a vinyasa flow here. So from where you are, inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, bending down, that full forward bend. Inhale, walk hands and feet apart into downward facing dog. Pause there to breathe. And then as you inhale, shift the weight forward into plank. Exhale, low plank or down on the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, back into downward dog. Just move your feet, shake your head. Next, we are going to play with the wheel pose. So moving between between the downward dog and a one-handed wheel. But if this is something you want to skip today, you can either stay in downward dog or you might come into child's pose. If you want, step your left hand a bit more to the center, step your left foot to the right side of the mat and your right foot going over to the opposite side of the mat. So you bring your feet down and then start to lift your pelvis, lift your belly, your chest up towards the ceiling. The right hand is off the mat, so we're slightly twisted out to the left. And then exhale, come back to center. We change to the other side. So now right hand more in the center. Your right foot steps to the left side of the mat. Left foot steps over. And as you inhale, start to lift your pelvis, your belly, your chest up towards the ceiling. Again, left hand is happily off the mat. The right arm pressing down. And exhale, come back down. Now we could do a couple more rounds, just playing with this movement, but you can stop at any point. Left hand stays down, left foot stays on the right side of the mat. And from there, pressing down through both feet, lifting up, opening the chest. Exhaling down. You can move at your own pace. Now right hand stays down. We step right foot to the left side of the mat. Left foot steps over. And inhaling and opening up towards the ceiling. Maybe each round you can go just a bit further. Exhale, come back down. One more time. We go to both sides. So leave left hand on the mat. Step left foot over, right foot to the left side of the mat. And inhale, open up towards the ceiling. See if you can open just tiny bit more. And exhale, bring your hands down one more time to the other side. So now right hand stays down. We step right foot to the left side of the mat, left foot on the right side of the mat. And one more time, opening the chest. You might even look behind you if that feels good. And exhale,
Look down, bring both hands to the mat. And then you could take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Shake the head, shake the legs, or you can add one last vinyasa flow here if you want. So you could inhale forward to plank, exhaling down, inhaling into upward dog or cobra, and exhale to last downward facing dog. And then from this downward dog, come down onto your knees. You can cross your ankles, you can cross your shins, and then sit down onto the mat, onto your pelvis. And bring yourself into a seat. We're going to go into the turtle pose. So legs in a similar place as we had in the beginning for that butterfly pose. But now we're going to reach hands and arms under the legs. So see if you can reach your right arm under your right leg. Left hand, left arm under the left leg. I'll turn a bit more towards you. So we're kind of locking the arms, the elbows under the legs. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to slowly lean forward into that forward bend. Some of you might want to turn palms up towards the ceiling. That might feel good as well, especially after all those poses on the hands. And now as a counter pose after those big wheels, just let your back round. Let yourself curl inwards. If having arms under the legs doesn't feel good, you can always opt for the butterfly pose without arms under the legs. Take a couple more breaths here, in and out. And then slowly start to release the pose. Sliding your hands, sliding your arms away from under the legs. And then we're going to bring ourselves to lie down. Not going into Savasana yet, but you might bring Savasana props closer to you if you know that you're going to want to use some props for Savasana pose. But first, just come lie down on the back. If you want to do some windshield wipers or any other movements, you can add them here. And then we are going to go into a reclining twist. I'll give you a couple of options for the legs. So one option would be just to have your legs next to each other. The other option would be the eagle legs. So if you want to go for the eagle legs, you could now cross your left thigh, left knee on top and around the right thigh, and then bring legs to the right side of the mat. But if that crossing, that twisting in the legs is painful, don't do it. Just have legs on top of each other. And then once you've found a place for the legs, then we'll open the chest. Open the left arm away from the legs. Head can turn to one side or the other. Where do you feel? You could now release your neck. We've had a lot of poses with weight on the shoulders, weight on the arms. So here you can let your whole upper body just soften, relax. Send your breaths down and up along your spine. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale with a little bit of core support, slowly bring your legs back to center. And if you have your legs crossed, just release that crossing. And then we'll go into that twist on the other side. So either keep legs next to each other, or you can now cross the right leg, right thigh on top and around the left leg, bringing both legs to your left side. And then you'd open your chest, open the right arm away from your legs. Again, you might turn head to one side or the other. And sending your breaths down and up along your spine. Softening your shoulders, softening your back, softening your hips. Allowing yourself to now release tension, release effort. It's time to rest at the end of the practice. Take another breath in and out in your twist. And then slowly, as you exhale, with some core support, lift your legs back to center. Release that twist, release twisting or that crossing in the legs. And then it's time for Savasana pose. And now if you have any props you want to use for your Savasana pose, you could bring them in. I'm going to bring a bolster under the legs. You might also bring support under the head, under your feet, under your shoulders. Or if lying down on the back is not your choice right now, you can also lie down on your belly, or you could lie down on one side. Where do you feel you could rest for a moment at the end of your practice? And once you've found your pose, bring your awareness, your full attention back to your breath. Allow your body to rest and allow your mind to rest in observing the breath. I'll leave you here with some relaxing music, and then I'll be back waking you up at the end of this Savasana pose.
give yourself a few more breaths in your resting pose. Maybe a few just slightly deeper, bigger breaths in and out. And together with those breaths, you can start to bring some gentle movement back to your fingers, your toes. You could move your hands, your feet, or maybe rock your head from side to side if you want to move the neck. You could lengthen arms overhead along the floor, reach hands and feet away from each other. And then in your own time, slowly bring yourself up into a seat. You might roll onto one side, or you might rock yourself up into a seat so that you can bring yourself into your own final seat. Allow this to be an easy pose. And give yourself a few more breaths to slowly close the practice. And if it's a part of your practice, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for once again bringing yourself onto your mat, into your body, into your practice, to your breath. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you.